Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and now we're going to be dealing with a reading problem that has to do with zeroing in on the tone of the author. So for this sort of problem, what you want to do is keep in mind the options that you're given, but try to come up with your own idea of how the author is feeling about what she's talking about. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the portion of the passage that is told to you that you should be focusing on. So that's this portion of the passage right here, and figure out what the author is talking about and how she feels about it. So let's see. Here, if we realize that the author is talking about deaf culture and specifically what deaf culturists do. We learn that she believes that it is foolish and misguided to think of deafness as anything but a disability. So right here, the first thing we see is that she's being critical of this group of people that she is calling deaf culturists. So we have a critical tone. It's not approving, and she definitely seems unhappy with the way that the situation is at the moment. She would like for it to be different, and she's criticizing it. Though she does realize that there's some positive things to it. She says it allows the deaf to socialize in a completely supportive environment, to feel normal and unimpaired, to feel proud of themselves and their language. We see here, however, deaf culture also encourages the deaf to reject both the hearing world and those deaf people who are not participants in deaf culture. So there's a fundamentally antisocial aspect to what she is calling deaf culture. That she doesn't really like, and she's criticizing this aspect. She doesn't really like it. So let's go ahead and look at our possible answers and see which of these answer choices seems to match the description that we've ourselves come up with, and the one that's closest to it would be the right answer. Now, anything that seems positive from what we've come up with here can immediately be crossed out. So here we've got sanguine and equable. So this can't be right. She doesn't seem to be very supportive of this movement at all, so that's not a possible answer choice. Of the ones that are negative, we have many different answer choices. Now what we have to do here is worry about not assuming anything. So we're going to be watching out for assumptions. So anything that we're not completely sure has to be true, that we should be a little wary about. So the first thing that we're seeing here is that the tone of the author could be indignant and infuriated. Well, we know that she's criticizing a movement and that she's definitely unhappy, but we don't necessarily know that she's angry about it. You can be unhappy with a situation and want to change that situation without necessarily incurring in anger. To assume that somebody is angry only because they're not in agreement with something is, well, exactly that, an assumption. So we can't have any assumptions. That's definitely not the answer. The next option we have is that the author is hopeless and depressed in writing this. That's the tone of the author. Well, we don't know that either. It could be that she's being critical because she actually hopes that the situation will change. So the hopeless definitely doesn't seem to be the right answer. Also, depressed is a very extreme word to be using here. We have absolutely no indication that this person is going through depression, so this is probably not the answer either. For this third one, scornful and censorious. So definitely we see scornful here, and that this person is being is calling them foolish and misguided. She's not only being critical, but she's definitely name calling. She's saying that these people are foolish. These people aren't wise at all in what they're doing. And she doesn't like the fact that they are encouraging people to reject the hearing world and those that aren't part of deaf culture, even within the deaf community. So she's trying to stop them from doing what they're doing. She's trying to censor things that they are doing, things that they are saying, that end up creating this antisocial atmosphere. So this could definitely be the answer. Let's see if we have something that is a little bit closer to what we've come up with. This next one is threatening and sinister. Well, here we see no threats, though what she might be saying could be sinister. So this can't be the answer. And then the only one we're left with here is scornful and censorious. I hope that this helped with this sort of problem. And happy prepping, everybody.